We're live.
Oh, all right. That was quick.
Yep.
I love how fast this is. Thanks to
Boom,
StreamYard for putting
just
it.
goes,
Yeah, boom.
goes.
I'm all like, are we late? And you're like, no. And you click it and we're up.
We started already. You just didn't know.
You're not some Republic supervillain, right? You've already done it before.
We've already done it. Oh man. You ready? We got a lot to talk about this episode.
Yeah. Let's kick it off.
This is
we're Mid-Geek crisis.
We're starting. Yeah, well, I mean, but it's June, so
June 1st.
Technically, we would be in the middle of E3. We would be the beginning. So
what's up, Chance? Chance for jumping on.
We are starting up the E3 hype bandwagon that doesn't exist. This is still remnants.
It's like instead of a hype train, it's a ghost train.
It's a ghost train.
It's a ghost train.
Let's hop on the ghost train, everybody.
Let's hop on sad face. It's let's kick it off. Mid-Geek cry. Hello.
What's going on, everyone? Mini Christ episode 127. We've got a pretty packed show. We feel like there's all this news that's starting to trickle out before what would be E3. I guess everyone has learned that all the big companies have learned that they can control their own destiny by releasing their own presser, control their own media hype now.
That's not the right way, Adam. Did you bet right? It's Alexa is already doing it, and you have to tell her to stop, right?
Yes, that's right. You have to give her consent. You have to opt out.
You have to opt out. There's not the old opt-in. It's opt-out.
So it's opting out now. Things are just turned on by default. Isn't that the way it goes now? Every time there's a new update for something, you automatically get like.
Can we talk about the crazy world where the rings are watching you, Alexa is listening to you, and probably someone bought an Amazon drone that can murder you, like anywhere in the street, even if you're trying to get away from the robots?
I know. We've called this like.
Was there not a Black Mirror episode exactly about this?
There totally was. So for those not unaware, there is a new firmware update happening to most of anything that runs on Alexa or Amazon in general, and it is called Amazon Sidewalk. And buddy, that is some straight up nonsense. I don't even know how to So first off, to preface this, if you are a Xfinity subscriber. Right. So let's say your internet access is through Xfinity. Xfinity gives you a modem and a wireless router.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. It's awful. But they give you, first off, their service is already crap. It's already slow. It's throttled to heck and back. Most of the states in the US, if you're on Xfinity, they are
thanks for jumping on, Dan. Hopefully you can hear us eventually.
Yeah, eventually. They throttle it so that you have to pay for a certain amount. You only get a certain amount of gigs a month before they say, hey, you're going over your data cap.
How quaint.
So not only that, but then their router that they rent you, that you pay for, by the way, you pay for it monthly, then becomes a Xfinity hotspot
for everyone else.
For everyone else. So basically, what it means is that if you are in the neighborhood and you're an Xfinity subscriber and you want to use internet, you can hop on anybody else's Xfinity.
Which is why everyone else's internet's so slow. Right.
Well, I mean, it's just throttling in general. It's just a mess. It's just a freaking mess. And it's like that with Spectrum. Correct. You can opt out and turn it off, but most don't, right? Like, Chance, that's the thing is most don't even know the password to their routers. Most people, like, you ask them for their Wi-Fi password, and they're like, "Oh, it's written on the side of the modem."
Taped on the side.
So they don't change their SSID. They don't change their password. They don't log in to turn that off. So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. No, Dan, it's not unlimited data. But I mean, I think the data that is being shared outbound of your house doesn't count towards yours, so other people aren't using up your data. But the point is, it's still the same pipe, right? So like, if lots of people are on it, it slows the entire node down. So that means yours is slower. So that said, that's Xfinity. Amazon is now trying to do this with an ISP that doesn't belong to them to begin with, right?
I thought they were using like a network that's not used that often. Like I thought they were communicating to each other on some sort of band that they're allowed to.
I don't know. So here's the story. If you guys haven't been,
always use your neighbor's internet, even if you're not running low, Dan. Make them run low, and then you top yourself off, right? So
right, exactly.
This is pirate culture, baby. Here we are. Use everyone else's internet first.
So here's Amazon U.S. customers have 1 week to opt out of mass wireless sharing. So this is interesting.
Which is a terrifying headline, by the way.
It is a terrifying headline, but it is the Guardian. So I mean, like they're going to definitely jump on it in a hyperbole kind of way. But that said, Amazon customers have 1 week to opt out of a plan that will turn every Echo speaker and Ring security camera in the U.S. into a shared wireless network as part of a company's plan to fix connection problems for its smart home devices.
That's what they say.
That's what they say, right? So basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to mesh network all their devices, even your neighbors. So basically if your neighbor's got one and it spreads out to that corner of the house.
Thank you. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Yes. Isn't this how Skynet started? Thanks for jumping on, Rolls. I don't get, like, we're going to put Jeff Bezos in charge of our entire wireless networks. We're going to put him, we're going to give him access to everything where we are.
So
what are we doing?
Devil's advocate here. This is pretty awesome in the sense that if everyone was just in a very socialist mentality, hold on. The idea is what's yours is theirs, what's theirs is yours. It's all shared. We're all sharing our information together. Mm-hmm. That's the happy way, right? That's what
they're pitching us.
That's what they're pitching us. They're saying, well, look, if your security camera is running low on it, like it has a bad mesh, but your neighbor's camera has a stronger connection to his router versus yours.
We'll catch that villain breaking.
We'll catch it because it's meshed out and it's touching your neighbor's camera's mesh network more than yours. So you'll never drop connection. Like, I get it. It sounds like a good idea. But at the same time, it's totally not, considering that Amazon is one of the companies that has been like, oh, by the way, law enforcement can tap into your camera at any time when you purchase a Ring camera.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, Alexa already listens to everything I say.
Yeah.
The Ring already watches everything that people are doing. And my neighbor has a Ring, and I don't know what it's watching of me doing, right?
Yeah. I've got one, but mine, what's funny about mine is mine isn't facing the street. Mine is facing the inner little alcove, so they can't see crap except if someone comes around the corner. The other cameras I have are not Ring, and those are like their own
Alexa has those now too, though.
No, definitely not. I made sure to opt those out.
Sentience.
They're like eyes. They're what's the
so does no one else remember the end of Batman where they had to blow up the Morgan Freeman, the big machine where he turned all the cell phone devices into tracking machines?
Yeah, that's the one where Batman doesn't invent anything, right?
But that's not okay, is what I'm saying. This is not okay.
Of course not. Well, I mean, wasn't that the moral? Lucius Fox, he's basically like, you can't do this.
This is wrong.
And he's like, for the greater good. I'm Batman. I can do what I want.
That's a pretty good Batman. You do a better Batman than a Superman. That's kind of weird, Joe.
I mean,
it isn't that hard.
My parents are dead. Right. The needs of the many. Right?
Boo. Tyranny of the majority.
So Amazon not only is a supervillain on this front, we also have to talk about the fact that they now own James Bond,
effectively taking Bond off the table as a story in defeating Jeff Bezos. Right. This is why Jeff Bezos was like, I need to take care of the character that's going to be about taking care of me. Right. How many billionaire world conquerors have been killed by Bond?
A ton.
Yes, that's what Bond does. Now it's owned by a billionaire world conqueror. This is amazing.
I love it. I read it. I feared
you'd live in.
I woke up in the morning and I saw the notification that says Amazon buys MGM, and I was just like, Bezos owns Bond? Like Bezos has Bond on the freaking like payroll now. What like I feel like that's such irony. There's something dark about that. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, good for Amazon, right? The small streaming company.
Well, they sold books back in the day.
They sold books back in the day, but the small streaming company now owns a big property. Yay for the little guy. Wait a minute. They're not the little guy.
No. Here comes.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna guess 26 villains. I mean, like, I can't like I'm like Bond. Did Bond even fight the Russians, or did he fight like business? It's almost always a business guy, right? It's like Scooby-Doo, where it's a real estate agent, right? Like it's always a business guy on Bond.
Yes.
I've been waiting for.
Well, I mean, the modern villain has always been kind of the business guy, right? Like, like in most of the modern Bond movies, it's not about the guy in the shadows that everyone's hunting. It's about the guy that goes to all the parties and is like the paparazzi, like starlet.
Newspapers or something like that.
Well, what's the one with Terry Hatcher in it, where he's basically the Rupert Murdoch of this world.
Oh gosh, is that a Pierce Bronson Bond?
Yeah, and then he basically reports about the start.
Tomorrow
of the
Never
war.
Dies.
Yeah, I think it's the one where that's the one. I think.
Oh, I'm embarrassed. Like, why do I know these things?
Well, why wouldn't we? It's Bond. Come on, that's okay. Bond. It's okay.
Do you think now he's just going to be like it's Bezos, Jeff Bezos? He's just going to walk around all the time because he gets to say that since he owns it. That's what I would do. I would be like, it's cautious.
It's Bezos.
It's Jeff Bezos all day long.
Alexa, shaken, not stirred.
Prime Video has sucked. I think the interface is garbage. I wish he would spend $1 billion fixing the interface for Prime Video. That would be amazing. But the user experience has only been important for delivering product to people. It's never been about the streaming. That's a bonus. That's a side hustle for Amazon, right? The streaming. Although maybe not anymore. Now that they own Bond.
Now they own Bond.
And MGM. What else does MGM have except Bond?
Great, my dog is now outside the door. She's loud. I don't. They don't. I mean, they've had some winners as of late, right? So, I mean, if they've had a few movies and they've won a bunch of Golden Globes and even been nominated for Academy Awards.
Bond has, but not MGM.
No. Like some of Amazon's movies that they've like put money into.
Oh, all right.
They've also got, let's say, The Boys. They had what is it? The Man in the Castle. What is it? What's it called?
Right, that's Prime though. Those are TV shows. I mean, like, what else did they get with MGM?
Oh man, what property? That's right. Is anyone out there? Oh right, okay. This is a good one.
Rocky, Handmaid's Tale, Pink Panther. What? Jeff Bezos on RoboCop. Another movie about taking down a corporate villain. There's kind of a pattern building here. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Isn't Alexa basically a big giant Ed through?
That's what I'm saying. If not, the wireless enabled guard bot is going to be part of that description, right? That's what's going on. So Stargate, that's a bummer, but also it might be nice to watch Stargate on Prime. That could be fun.
Yeah.
I guess I'll take it off of Netflix. It's been on Netflix forever.
Rocky, pretty sure the Hobbit. No, the Hobbit is New Line. I mean, New Line and Warner Brothers. So anything that's part of the. You mean
Warner Brothers Discovery?
You beat me to a good job.
Well, speaking of other weird mergers, these companies are all merging to compete with the likes of Netflix and Disney Plus, right? This is what's going on.
So
as we're consolidating entertainment houses.
Warner Brothers is such like X card everyone I want to say, but Warner Brothers is such a little tramp.
Come on,
totally.
That's not okay. First of all,
not okay. Not okay. But it totally passes itself around as it's just
wherever the money is.
Wherever the money. So let's count the companies that remember when it was AOL Time Warner,
and
then it became AT&T Time Warner. Now it's Warner Brothers Discovery.
It's weird. Like maybe they just can't make money with the properties they own, so people keep spinning it off, or they just absorb.
No sense to me. Warner Brothers has some of the one of the like deepest, richest like properties. Yep. Like they own so much, yet it feels
so.
Like
Dan's pushing hard on this. MGM does own Lord of the Rings, or at least
right. So I think they own the TV rights, right? So okay, that's fair. So they probably
is that what's going to get put on Prime? Does that
they had always said that it was going to be a Prime exclusive, but
how does that work?
It's been in the production line for the past like 3 years, and there's been no word of it. Like
if
for
I
like
own
3
the
years
TV
ago,
rights
they said they were like, we're going to make a Lord of the Rings series. Like,
yeah,
and I'm
but
like,
if I own the TV rights for Lord of the Rings, can Amazon Prime have their own streaming TV show? Like, does it have to be broadcast over a channel for it to qualify? Like,
no.
what
So
what are the rules for acquisition?
So it's interesting you say that, because a good example is shows that are let's say Fox. All right, there are lots of shows that were on Fox, like Fox TV, that weren't owned by Fox. They were owned by like CBS, or vice versa. There were shows that were owned by Fox that weren't even on Fox. You know, it happens all the time. But that's
like weird production show.
Yeah, so the production side of ABC or CBS or Fox.
But how does that work for like owning rights for things when it's all broken up? Like if I had bought the Marvel rights to the X-Men, but just for TV, could Netflix have a streaming service? Because that doesn't qualify as TV. I guess it would depend on the contract.
I don't know the contract. So that's interesting. Those are old rules, right? Like
there it is. Dan, thanks for the facts, man. There it is. The Hobbit films were produced by Warner Brothers from rights owned by MGM. This is the wild things that like happen here.
I've known that the Hobbit films and the Lord of the Rings in general were movie created or that they've been owned by New Line for years, but I guess I had no idea that they were split.
You just lease them out. You don't spend any of the capital. You could just lease out the rights.
What a weird thing. Well, MGM is weird. Like the only thing I know about MGM is they've got a giant boxing casino, right? Like I've been to it. I've walked through it in Vegas. Like the MGM Grand is I mean, they've giant like prize fights are held there. I mean, Mike Tyson has a private gym at the MGM Grand. Like
that's amazing.
Yeah, like that's what I know it for. So does that mean he owns Mike Tyson now? Like what does this mean for like the casino side of things? Because it's all part of one big company.
Do you think it's associated but not?
We haven't, Tim. We are getting to that. We are definitely getting to that. We are getting to that for sure.
So Warner Brothers Discovery. This is a weird one because Warner Brothers is way bigger than Discovery. I didn't even think Discovery was that big.
So you thought it wasn't, right? But Discovery bought about 2 years ago, year and a half ago, they bought everything that was Travel Network and Food Network, HGTV. What was it called? The Scripps Network, I guess is what it called.
So like what? House Swappers and
no, Aliens? Man, those are huge. I mean, we pay for Discovery Plus, the app, their own little channel or whatever. It's because we realized that half of the shows that we actually enjoyed on TV were on there. So we were like, wait a minute, like all the Food Network,
you got rid of your cable, and now you just have a smorgasbord of apps.
Time ago, but so smorgasbord of apps. So basically, I'm playing the same thing. But the idea here is Discovery Plus. I didn't realize it, but all the Discovery Channel, the Science Channel, the Food Network, the Travel, the Weather, all of those are all part of Discovery. So now they're part of Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers has just a giant library of movies and characters and franchises. So it's weird that they're all owned. It's weird that like DC Comics is owned by the same house as like Mythbusters. Like it's weird. It's just I don't know. It's just all nerds. It's all nerds. I mean, I get it. It's just
thanks, Sanctimonia, for jumping on. MGM movies are different from MGM's casinos. That would have been my guess as well.
Yeah, I mean, I figured I didn't know how the ownership happened there. I was wondering if MGM still had what was the ownership percentage of the actual casino versus does the name? What if MGM is like
just a name?
Yeah, what if they're like, I want to disassociate myself from that? Does that mean the casino can keep the rights to the name, or they rename themselves? I mean, that casino was really based on that whole imagery of like Hollywood, the lions, the freaking MGM lion. I mean, that they're on every corner.
All of their branding is associated with the MGM studios, but not necessarily the same as MGM studios. Sure,
it's interesting. So yeah, I mean, as we get older and progress into age, we're going to see these companies just kind of. They're like viscous oils, and they just kind of sit there, and eventually they just kind of blob together, and eventually we're gonna have two big oils, Disney and Warner Brothers. That's it. Like, I'm waiting for Disney.
Where does Amazon fit into that?
I don't know, man, but like they're definitely some sort of thing. Yeah, this new name sucks. I agree with you, Tim.
Warner Brothers Discovery. Yeah.
It could have been. I don't know. They don't want to drop the Warner Brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is. It could have been like Discovery WB or WB Discovery, but Warner Brothers Discovery just seems silly. Discovery has there's a gravitas to the word. Warner Brothers has recognition. So it could have been like, I mean, at one point they were okay with AOL Time Warner as the name of the company. So like they called it now Warner Brothers. I just don't understand.
They went back to Warner Brothers, yeah.
Also, can we talk about how this logo and this image looks like it was made with like 3D art, like the 3D art program?
Dude,
from, like,
the stuff that dreams are made of, like how old is that?
What is this? This is so cheesy. I swear to God, I think I pirated this piece of software.
This garbage
I pirated this piece of 3D software back in the day, and that's what they did. They dropped the freaking like white glow behind this text.
This looks like Microsoft clip art.
It does. It looks like a Microsoft clip art. Thank you. That's exactly what it is. It's totally. What was the name of that software? Everyone used to pirate that 3D art software, that 3D text software.
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
Everyone used to buy Poser was the one that everyone would download. So it was like you'd like shape, you put it and then render, and it would be like, oh, realistic 3D people. And then so now there was a text version of it, and everyone you use your font. Everyone would get their old English out and then extrapolate it, make it big.
God.
This is it. This is exactly it. I swear. It's just the cheesiest looking logo.
It's a pretty cheesy.
Thank you. Super needs a makeover, so come in, Joanna. Yeah, Joanna. So that's funny. Joanna and Chip Gaines, which started off as a show on HGTV, became so popular that they bought their own rights back out, started their own studio, their own production company, and then that production company was bought by Discovery. So basically, they operate as their own entity. So when you log into the Discovery Plus channel, there is a separate channel within that channel that belongs to just the Joanna Gaines.
Yo, Dirk, I heard you like channels, so we put some channels in your channels. I can't
either. But you don't pay extra for it. Just know that they get to control the shows that are within their own channel.
I'm so old. I still get mad whenever I log into Disney Plus and they're like, "Oh, you can watch Cruella for extra money." I'm like, I can't forget it.
You can watch what?
The Cruella movie for extra money because it's on premium only. And I'm just like, why do you do this to me, Disney? I'm just gonna wait every time.
So, have you heard anything about this movie?
I mean, it's a villain movie, isn't it? Did the dog wait? I'm reading that headline and I'm like, do I need to go to doesthedogdie.com to find out? No.
So, if anyone cares, I'm gonna spoil something. It's the first 5 minutes of the movie. I'm going to spoil it. Does anyone care? If you care, pause me.
People care. People are going to care, man. Have you seen
it? It's the first 5 minutes of the movie. It's like
Joe.
I have to. We have to talk about this.
All right, spoilers ahead.
Okay, so first off, this entire movie. So let's talk about the fact that this
watch
movie,
the first 5 minutes right now.
Yeah. So. There's a reason why Cruella's her villain. Like in the 101 Dalmatians, they're like, why does she hate the Dalmatians so much? Why does she want to? So they set her up as a villain because her parents are physically killed and mauled to death by Dalmatians.
Oh, okay. But doesn't she kill a lot of animals already in the? That's a good dark turn.
I know.
All right, so now we are spoiler free. Should we say this?
We're spoiler free. We're
all right, bravo, Tim.
No, look, I'm not going to talk anymore about that moment. I'm just going to say that I don't know what Disney is doing here. Like, okay, we were okay. I was okay with it with Maleficent, right?
Welcome back, Dan. No more spoilers.
Oh, yeah. No spoilers. I was okay with villain movies like Maleficent. They humanized the villain by like giving her a backstory by going, why was she as... But it's because she was already kind of a template.
Right, her character was barely a character.
She was just like, I'm evil, she's a witch. But they gave her this backstory, but then by the end of those 2 movies now, there's 2 movies.
I have not seen the second one.
But you like care for the villain more, and you realize that the humans and the normal people were like the assholes, right? So like they're trying to do the same thing with Cruella. But I don't know about you, but like Cruella's whole villainy was she wanted to bash puppies over the head and turn them into a coat.
Her
you're really gonna make me. You're gonna redeem this.
Devil.
Yeah.
She couldn't be more cruel. Devil is her name.
Cruel Devil.
It's not. So I mean, the fashion looks amazing.
The fashion looks amazing. Emma
awesome.
Stone is phenomenal. I love her to death. Like just
can't mess with Emma Stone. She's gonna kill it.
I mean, I'm so glad that she got it wrong. Just it's such a weird like. We won't put
that up.
I can't even put that up because I don't want to spoil anything.
Don't even say anything. You're the worst. You're the worst.
Yeah, no, not everyone can see the chat anyway.
Go see the movie or read an article about it.
Right. It's exactly. It's the same argument we've had on this show about like the Empire, right? Like,
you know who I blame? I blame George Lucas for humanizing Darth Vader. I blame George Lucas. It's all his fault. He humanized Darth Vader, and now all of us.
Didn't he humanize him in the movie? Don't you like Return of the Jedi? Because last time I checked, that's where he does get redeemed.
It up. I mean, actually, I hated him more after the prequels.
But I thought you loved the Ewoks.
I love the Ewoks.
I know. I know that's not even me being a joke. It's like I know you do.
No, I thought the Ewoks were great.
So there we go. We've got just a weird like.
That is weird. That is extremely weird. And it, maybe it's not. Maybe redeeming villains is what these big companies want to do since they're the villains, right? Like, don't get me started. We're not getting you started, Tim. Send us a letter via snail mail. Our address is on the website. Enjoy. All right, so Dan.
Oh man, so so speaking of Hollywood in general and video games, we'll cross over into video games. So
greatest super game movie of all time.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is happening. This happened. So I was reading about this earlier this morning when when the news hit the web. So apparently someone found a videotape with a rare. Yeah, I don't know where this came from. I didn't read where it came from. More so that they just started putting up like they pieced it together and put it back into the movie. So there's now a giant cut, a 20-minute extra long cut of the movie restoring some scenes.
Does it make it good?
I don't know.
Is it like the Snyder Cut? Release the Snyder Cut?
What is this called? They're calling it the Morton Jankel Cut.
Oh, that's not as catchy a name.
Yeah. Release the Jankel Cut, you cowards. Is now available for viewing on the Internet Archive. It doesn't just throw the deleted scenes in there. These scenes were found on an old VHS and were in terrible shape, so each had to be painstakingly restored by editor and artist Gabriel Gilchrist.
Nice.
Some of them add some welcome context to existing scenes, while others are remnants of more teen/adult version of the movie, like the club dancing scene here.
Whoa! Is that a Goomba?
I got a Goomba.
I don't
Who? Why? This is supposed to be a Did they not know what this movie was supposed to be about?
No, they didn't. They were too busy doing coke.
So I know Tim knows a lot about this movie. I'm familiar with the fact that I know that when this movie was being filmed,
we all do, Sanctimonia. It
was filmed by I think if I remember correctly, the director and the producer were married. Is a husband and wife trio.
So it's like Resident Evil, bad.
Well, no. So it'll make it even greater. So from my understanding is it was a couple that directed this movie, and so they had to deal with like bickering and changing the script while the actors had to sit on set while they like fought.
While
like,
mom and dad fought?
Yes, like there was all sorts of like intermarriage problems while on the set of this movie. Like
beautiful. That's gorgeous. That makes me so happy.
This movie killed Bob Hoskins, by the way.
He died because of it, or his career?
No,
died?
He was alive for another 30 years.
It took like 10 years for John Leguizamo
died when this movie was made. I'm just saying that out there, putting that out there. It's this movie killed Bob Hoskins.
It's like I'm never doing anything for kids again.
This is like Raul Julia all over again. If you ever feel like your life has no meaning, just remember you were the one that basically.
That is a mission, Rolls. That is a mission.
That's right, Dan. So that's one of the other ones.
We don't ever stop to ask, should we do it? That's one of the problems.
So Dan, this is exactly. So you've seen the interview or what I'm talking about here. Yeah, they could never keep the line straight. They could never keep anything straight because mom and dad kept changing the script on a daily basis. It was like, hey, here's the new cut. Wait, no, that one, throw that one out. So like, this is why this cut exists. This is why there's a nightclub scene with a metal bikini. Like, there's just like no reason for it to exist, yet it happened.
This is amazing. Dennis Hopper said to his said his kid asked why he was in this movie. He said to provide shoes for him. The kid responded, "I don't need shoes that bad." I'll walk to school barefoot, Daddy.
I'll tell you what, though. Even as a kid, I knew this was a bad movie, but I think the coolest scene was the jump boots in that movie. Like, what kid didn't want those?
I mean, it was the only thing you could redeem in that film.
What's sad about this is that this movie came out after the Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have Yoshi. You have Yoshi in the movie. They use, what is it? The Menacer. No, not the Menacer. The what's the name of the damn gun on this?
Have we ever had a Super Mario Brothers movie since? We will never have a Super Mario Brothers
movie.
We do.
We're supposed to have one soon. It's being done by Imagination Studios, the same guys that do the Despicable Me. It's going to be all CG, 3D, which is the way it should be. Animated. Yeah. They're a good studio, I think, animated wise. So they've had the rights for a few years now. Nintendo and them are working together to make it. So there's lots of like A-OK kind of thing. And it's time.
That's not in development hell.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure it is. But I'm
the
excited.
The movie is bad, but so bad that it's good. That I can believe. I don't remember well enough to wonder if it's so bad it's good. Yoshi was
what's the tagline? Trust the fungus, or what was it? Believe the fungus, trust the fungus. I seem to remember. Like, it's been so many years since I've seen this movie. It's just
what a line. Trust the fungus.
Yeah, the fungus among us.
Speaking of Jurassic Park, is everyone else as excited as me for the Fast and the Furious Jurassic Park crossover? Is that? Did anyone else just like lose their mind?
What was the story on this? Thank you for bringing that up. I completely forgot about that. I didn't even add it to the notes.
Entertainment section.
So,
I hate you. It's gonna be easy to make. It's all CGI assets. They don't even have to they could just cut and paste the movies together. Dinosaurs, cars. Okay, wait. If you don't want to see Vin Diesel
jumping a T-Rex and a 1969
ramping off a T-Rex
Charger
over a Brontosaurus into a pterodon, I don't know, while shooting machine guns out the windows,
tell me this isn't the greatest Photoshop ever.
There's one car driven by a little velociraptor.
So what does this mean?
What are we talking about?
Yeah, thank you, Dan. This is what I was saying. Wasn't he in the ARC trailer? So maybe that was maybe they released a new trailer and they just replaced the word ARC, Fast and the Furious, ARC.
It's a buddy movie, Sanctimonia. Come on, movie. They're in the grand tradition of animal person buddy movies.
Yeah.
Right?
Vin Diesel has that little that nasal cavity thing and just controlling him.
Is the raptor wearing glasses too? Is that what I see?
He lives his mile at a time as well. It's just I don't know.
Oh, so Dino Crisis. See, it's been done. It's been done. Let's just make a movie of it. Let's just make a movie.
This is totally Capcom material right there. I
want it. Fast and the Furious with Jurassic Park crossover is genius. Absolutely genius.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Directed by Michael Bay.
Oh, dude, I'd pay.
I know.
I'd pay so much money for it. But yeah, no, this is we're talking about it. Just give it to us. Good. You cowards, just give it to us. Just cross over the two franchises we want to see. You know what? Fuck it. Forget it. Just call it. We already have a franchise that does this. Give us a Cadillacs and Dinosaurs movie.
Yeah.
With Vin Diesel.
That'd be an excellent thing to put into a movie. I wonder, man, that'd be good. Great imagery.
Let's be serious here.
Real nostalgic for a time period that never really existed.
Right.
Yep.
Sci-fi, you get the 50s, 60s car style that have been futuristically sci-fied in a world where there are dinosaurs and freaking
post-apocalyptic, maybe. We don't know for sure. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, Tim, I posted about that on the group page. Seth Rogen is leading a TMNT movie. This will now be the third time they've tried, or fourth time. This will be the fourth franchise for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies.
I didn't see the middle one with the creepy live action, a little bit too real for.
Yeah, so Tim and I have had discussions about this before. Those two movies are weird. They chose really the hulking sizes of them were off, but the second one got the got the formula of the turtles better, but you couldn't get away from the fact that they still looked hideous on screen.
It was like Uncanny Valley. Like, I
funny.
guess that's just how they would look in real life, but that's not.
That's not. I mean, like, you already had, like, I don't know, get it. We already had a live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, so like, why reinvent the wheel by making them look even like bulkier? It just made no sense.
Yeah,
they just looked uncomfortable. Like they every scene they were in, they just felt way too big. It's like Hulk half transformed, walking around everywhere. And you're like, you're gonna fit 4 of these guys in an elevator? Like, it makes no sense.
Apart from them designers, they're not bad movies.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Stephen Amell as Casey Jones was terrible. Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. Although I enjoyed him because I like Arrow, so I'm like, win-win. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna team into movie again. This is like I said, this is the 4th one. So we had the first original 3 live actions. Then we had the CGI TMNT movie, which I enjoy a lot. I thought the CGI was really great. It's a fun movie. Good action scenes.
When you say CGI, you mean animated?
Yeah, right? CGI animated.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. No, not CGI like American, like
right. I'm thinking Fast and the Furious or Jurassic Park.
And then yes, I do mean Batman Green Arrow. Yes, Chad, we all know the version of Green Arrow we saw on the TV show CW was basically proto Batman. They couldn't get the rights to make a Batman show, so they were like, I'm Green Arrow, like it's like.
Didn't they also make Gotham? It's so confusing.
But Gotham, they couldn't have Batman in it, like
I
Batman,
know.
but they could have Bruce Wayne running around. It was a mess. But we'll introduce all the villains before Batman gets created. Mess. Anywho, but yes, now we're gonna get this 4th one, the Seth Rogen one. I'm interested to see. Seth Rogen he's got a good brain for this pop culture stuff. So I think
is he just gonna make fun of it?
I mean, if I don't get a weed joke with Mike,
you're gonna get a lot of weed jokes.
I hope so. At this point, I don't care anymore. I want
to start a movie for me, not for my kids.
Well, everyone's always like, "Oh, it's gonna ruin my childhood." No, your childhood still exists. If you want to watch those movies, go pop the freaking VHS of
also, your childhood was garbage. Hot take: your childhood was garbage.
Yeah.
So nothing. Your childhood was already ruined by living through childhood. So move on with your life, right? Just move on with your life.
Even the hot takes here. The hot takes is making sure that you remind us that our parents fought and we didn't get what we wanted during Christmas.
No, your life was a Super Mario Brothers film. That's what I'm going to say. Hot take.
Sausage Party mashup. Yeah, well,
I was warned, and Sausage Party was more than I thought it was going to be. Like, I was like,
that movie was
too adult for me.
Wow, that movie.
Yeah, Pizza Rat jokes for Shredder coming on. I can't wait for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Jurassic Park Super Mario Brothers Fat. And then you can play it on Fortnite Sanctimonia, and then buy the Magic the Gathering exclusive set that allows you to play with each of those particular franchises. Yep. I hate when people say that blah 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 ruined childhood. I'm with you.
Yeah, I hate it. It makes no sense. Your childhood still exists. If you want to watch that old movie, go watch the old movie. It's not like the new movie overrides that.
If you let
Speaking of erasing history,
your life, you're the one that's the problem.
Erasing history, Fast and the Furious. Yeah. So here we go. We talk about this is a common subject on this show about preservation, and this is the common theme.
This is such a headline. Erased from reality.
Yeah. So
Thanos snap, boom, gone.
That's essentially what they're doing. EA is pulling the plug on the games. They will be sold for, I think, the rest of the month, and then they'll be pulled off of all digital stores. So you won't be able to buy anything from 2006 to 2010. So the franchises that you lose is Need for Speed Carbon, Need for Speed Underground, Need for Speed Shift, Shift 2, Unleashed, and Need for Speed The Run. So all of those games will no longer be available on the storefront. They'll leave the digital storefront today. So yeah, they're gone. If you don't buy them before the end of the day today, you don't get them anymore. They won't be able to buy them. And then their servers are switched off come the end of August.
But why?
Yeah. So what's interesting is these games have single player campaigns. You could just like a lot of games that have lost their multiplayer. You just click on the multiplayer aspect and it says, "Thank you for playing. Our servers are down. Please enjoy the single player." That sort of thing. That's it. Or it just says failure to connect, and you can't connect, and then be done. But it says the reasons given are the usual, that maintaining the servers for the few remaining players is prohibitively expensive. And hey, look, they've released loads of astoundingly poor NFS games since, so you could buy those instead. It makes no sense. I just feel like games like Doom, Duke Nukem, Quake 2, Quake 3, they all had built-in server software. If you wanted to run a server for Quake or Doom, you just run the server exe. It's already built into the game. Just let me run it on a machine and go. And then let me have my 3 buddies play my old version of Need for Speed. And then once we're done, we turn it off. You don't need to have an actual online server checking to see if you stole the game that you don't care about anyway. Like, what's the point of having these like call home servers that you don't want to maintain anymore if you don't care about the game to begin with? I don't get it. Yeah, Steam still keeps servers up for CS 1.6. Like, these companies need to understand that, yeah, people might not be playing it right now, but people will play it. They'll remember. Nostalgia does happen, and people will want to play these games. And by you just removing these from the storefront like they don't exist anymore and not giving people the way to play these online it's setting this precedent. Yeah, these games might suck, but there's gonna be the day where all of this has set the precedence that like this is just expected. These games, we talk about games calling home all the time. These games that are incomplete. What's going to happen when there's a game that you actually truly love and you can't play it anymore because they pulled the servers long ago and there's no way to play it anymore?
You're going to write an angry letter to Reddit saying that they ruined your childhood, Joe. That's right. What you're going to write. That's of course. That's it.
Well, they ruined my 20s.
I get it. You want to preserve stuff, but also like things disappear. Things aren't maintained. This is just EA trying to beat Disney. They're going to retire them. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to set up some sort of like sideline streaming service where you have to pay a little bit of extra to get access to even more old school games in the library.
I mean, EA already has that, right? It's part of EA Play. It's part of the Xbox. Some of these games are on that service.
Well, maybe they'll pull them all in and then drop them into their service.
No, I mean they're gone. They're already on the service, so those will be pulled. That's what I'm saying. Weird. Like it makes no. Weird. It's so weird. It's also we have to talk about the age of some of these games. Like some of these are only about 10 years old. Now, 10 years old, 10 years is a lot of time
in a racing game.
But still, people still love playing like Gran Turismo 1 and 2 on their PlayStation 1. So like weird. It's that feeling. They like to relive their stuff. They like to get the cars. Sometimes you know what ends up happening is a lot of these newer games have cars that don't exist. Like they are not as popular in the now. So the car like a 97 Mazda RX-7, you know, like that's a car that might be in that version of the game because it was popular in that time frame. Now it's gone. And the cars that you play with now aren't there. So like you see what I'm saying? Like it's just
I understand what you're saying. I mean, there are two kinds of games that I despise, right? Sports games and driving games.
And both of those are like that. So like example, a sports game. Let's say you are a fan of you are the fan of the 1997 Seattle Supersonic, right? And those players exist within a game from that age. And then eventually the player association doesn't allow their likeness to be in the newer versions of the games. So what would happen if you bought this game and you're like, I want to play as this team. It was the team that I grew up with. They won the championship that year, whatever. I want to play a game with them. So I'm going to pop in this game. You pop it in and they're like, you can't play this game anymore. Or, hey, you can't buy it anymore. Like,
I guess I'd move on, but I understand that somebody might be heartbroken by it, right? Like,
you move on, but there's multiple, like, again, it's where we talk about everybody. And
you'd be disappointed for a little bit, and then you'd be like, you know, and then you maybe move on, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
Again, these games aren't stellar. These aren't Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2.
Who's playing it? Like if it was, again, this is capitalism. You can throw up the capitalism killing us and our hobby, but these games don't have the populations to support them online anymore. So of course they're going to make them disappear. Right. It's all about the dollars.
But there's no need to have it as an online only experience. There is nothing stopping them from just releasing
I think that's where you're a little wrong, because people will blame the company for their online experience even if they're not involved. Right? So if I ran a server where everyone just cheated on my Need for Speed server and someone just connected to it randomly, they'd be furious and they would complain to EA about it. How come you don't make this stop? How come you don't patch it?
So that's an argument for sure. Just like
it's a garbage argument because it's like 4 people I'd offend, but
right. And the turnaround would be that the people that would get connected. So here's the funny thing, right? We've talked about this before. My Dreamcast.
Sure.
I can use a piece of homebrew software and hardware to play online on my Dreamcast. I can play SOCOM on my PlayStation 2 with other people. Does it require servers from Sony? No, because they're using LAN connectivity. They're basically acting like they're a home network. They're using like XKI and a bunch of them. So these games don't have LAN capability. They remove that because they want these games to always call home.
They want to make sure it calls home.
So just flip the switch and make it LAN only and be done, and let the community do its thing that they always
do. Its own thing. Sure. I don't disagree with you, but it's EA, right? EA does nothing but destroy franchises.
Franchises,
right? Into trenches, right? Just shit on the fans all day long.
Just a mass grave of like you just look down and there's just
so many destroyed,
just like piled. Just no sense.
And they're good at this.
Sense. They're good at this. They are terrible company. And I just
they're around because they keep making money. They're an excellent company, Joe. That's our standards. They're an excellent company.
They're an excellent company for someone that wants to make money.
Are we segueing into another excellent company that we love?
We're segueing into another excellent company.
This has been business on Mid-Geek Crisis.
Speaking of IP protection.
Shut down your ROM site now, fellas. Send up the alarms.
May or may not have 8 terabytes of them.
Tortuga Bay and just lay low for a little while.
This is such a this could have been so avoided in this day and age. We knew this was happening. So look, Nintendo knows you share ROMs. Nintendo knows there are ROMs out there. You know why Nintendo won this? They won it because the idiots running this site were charging money. Don't charge money for pirated shit. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, what if I want to make money charging access to pirated shit, Joe?
That was the loophole they thought they were getting into. That's exactly what happened.
I think the bad thing about this is that it's going to set precedent regardless of whether or not we charge for it now, right? So
sure.
Nintendo's going to be like, well, I won this suit because of the ROMs. I'm going to go after all of these folks because of the ROMs, even if they're not charging money, right? There's now a reason. There's precedent in that you can win a case like this.
Of course. I mean, everything that happens now sets precedent for something else. That's the nature of all of this.
For making $30K a year. Is that how much they made then? I didn't even see how much they made. But they owe $2.1 million now, which, all right, you just shut down and change your name. That's what I would do.
What do you do? Do you just run to a country and just like not live off the grid for the rest of your life? Like, I mean, Nintendo doesn't expect this guy to pay him $2.1 million, right? Like,
I assume you flee to some non-extradition country and set up another ROM site that sells ROMs directly for $30.
California resident. This guy wasn't even in the Ukraine or something like that.
Nope.
This guy was ballsy. Being in the U.S., running a server with pirated games, charging $30 a year to let subscribers download games faster than non-subscribers.
Right. So it wasn't the right to download; it was the right to
download faster.
Yep.
So basically,
premium access to
he would throttle. I mean, well, that's the thing, right? Like, there are ROM sites that do that. There's torrent sites and things that don't share, and just there's ways to download your ROMs without Nintendo not being able, because there's no precedent towards that. Like, you can't. They can take down things, but there's no one to sue because no money is being transferred. But the moment cash, cold hard cash on American soil, no less, is being transferred to your bank account,
it's unbelievable.
That's just like not the smartest thing to do. That wasn't the smartest thing to do.
In the land of the free, where I can make people share their Wi-Fi connections with devices they bought for me without telling them.
Yep. Because you have to opt out.
Because you have to opt out.
Opt out. You're not opting in. You're opting out. That's your network. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So yes, Nintendo wins another one. Yeah, that's a
another one. Another one. So one last one, and good news, right? Let's end on I guess more entertainment news actually. Here we go. Is that the new Sonic Does new Sonic movie?
Yeah, that's Shadow. That's Shadow the Hedgehog right there.
Yes.
Yeah, buddy. So Jamie Lee Curtis posted this picture of Lilith.
It's Dinky Kang.
Who's that Pokemon?
Oh, I love it. The pictures coming out of this production look really fun. I'll tell you what.
They do. They look like they're having a good blast. There's been a lot of good pictures between Kevin Hart and.
So they actually filming now, or are these?
Yeah, they're filming right now. So they're all posting pictures. So here's the young lady, Ariana Greenblatt. She's playing Tiny Tina.
And there's who's she playing again? She's playing crazy one, right?
Yeah. What's her name?
Just take away our nerd cards.
Yeah. She's my favorite character too.
I know. I can hear her voice.
Yeah, I know. I can hear her voice too.
Thank you, Sanctimonia.
Tannis. Thank you.
The fact god over here, Sanctimonia. Thank you so much. This is a hilarious picture, right?
Crom. Yeah. General Crom looks great, man. Look at the size of this human.
That is a very, very large human.
Go follow the Borderlands account. Go to the Facebook group. They've been posting pictures almost daily of the set. There's been some hilarious ones. There's one where they posted about the
excuse me, that's my bedtime almost.
They posted about the they posted all the chairs, like all the different chairs, like who sits in them and whatnot. And
oh my gosh.
What was great about that one was that that particular chair, it was all the normal chairs, and then the actor that plays Krieg, his chair was like this giant wooden one made out of 2x4s. Because
they had to bring in a special one.
I think if he put it up on his own.
Producers had to use their. Crom has a picnic table.
I mean, look, this guy over here on the right's already big. Look at this
beast, dude. That is huge.
He's just huge. This
Holy
guy's huge.
Cow.
Yeah, this guy's just a massive human, and I'm excited to see him on set. Like it's big. I'm hyped. This looks right here. Like if you hadn't told me, this looks like a screenshot from the game. So seeing her as
that's true. Is it a good filter? I don't even know.
It's just a good silhouette, like light coming in from the back. Just but that's
exciting. I'm excited for the reveals. I'm trying not to see too much of it because I want to be surprised.
I do. But this is one that I'm really following. I'm following the production because I'm enjoying the shenanigans. That
sure. Plus, you love spoilers. I know.
I do. I mean, it's not about spoilers. It's about the ride. I'm enjoying the ride as long as I can. It's like you're savoring it the whole way, right? Not only through the movie, but through the production and everything, and then after post and all that kind of stuff. So, which can turn around and bite you in the butt because then you take a ride and you're enjoying the pre-production and the movie comes out and it's horrible and then you want to love it and then everyone else hates it and you just got this like piece of you that dies.
That's like you in every Superman movie, right?
That's me in Superman Returns.
You did not go. You stop defending Superman Returns.
I'm telling you, I defended it for so long because I really wanted to enjoy it because I followed the pre-production. I was like,
I love it.
Great.
I think it's a great film because Superman gets shanked. Like prison style.
It totally does.
Very disrespectful.
Okay, can we? I want to end this on two stories. There's one more. There's two more stories.
We're gonna bring it on.
One, this one right here. This headline had me rolling before this show, and there's nothing more awesome than this headline.
All right, bring it on. Predictably, people want to rail Samsung's rejected AI mask. Oh, Lord. This is okay. All right. Yeah, that's probably why they rejected the mascot, right? Because they knew the internet.
So Samsung put out this like promotional material for this particular her name is Samantha, and the images were stored on a site. So this was supposed to be like the face of this like AI, and so absolutely flooded. Here is Rule 34 subreddit.
No.
And no, not everything's blurred out.
Your eyes, children.
But you have to just see that for the moment these images were found, like that site right now is nothing but Rule 34 of this particular character. Wow. I'm just like internet. never stop being horny. Just like,
Please
what?
stop. The horny bat is that bop bop
Bonk.
bop
Bonk.
down.
Just
Terrible.
like, what the heck? Like, it's like, just like the memes that are coming out. It just makes no sense. Like, this is like thirst for 3 promotional pictures. It's just like, it's ridiculous. You've got all these like just people making videos and tribute videos and
Really?
yes.
Yeah, double face palm. That's what.
Yeah, just like I don't even understand, but that is something.
It's because we're all super lonely.
Oh, man, like, wow.
That's bad. That's bad.
I don't have anything to add to that story. Like, there's nothing. It's like, yep, this is the internet, folks. Of course,
And the internet did not surprise you. News, right?
did not surprise me in the least.
I wish I had time to. Are we phrasing sanctimony? All right, one more.
Last one here. Maybe if you like, thank you, Rolls. You have give this the best compliment I could give someone.
I like to think we did that every week.
I hope we do that a little bit, just a little bit. That said, if nothing makes you feel this way, just know that this exists right now. Right now, this is happening on the internet, folks. You can go and bid on this.
Once in a lifetime opportunity. I am not affiliated with the sale of this chicken nugget, but people are bidding more than $34,000 on an Among Us chicken nugget.
So
sounds sus is exactly the subtitle.
It's double here. So the idea here is there is a nugget that is the shape of a Among Us.
That is super sus.
It's just totally like what? But
dude, they are freezing the nugget and promising it will be delivered before the expiration date, which is about 14 days after it's made, which that is sus, I think. 14 days on a nugget?
I would, if I was just balling, I'd buy it, put it on my YouTube channel, and then I'd air fry it to get it all crispy again and then eat it.
I'm sure that's like, what they're doing. Whoever is bidding $34,000 on this,
it's gonna be some big. It's gonna be some big YouTuber, right? Like some big YouTuber.
It's that jerk that bought the Black Lotus for $12,000. What was his name? Scriver, the pharmaceutical dingbat that went to jail.
Isn't he the one that bought the
Wu-Tang album? He bought the
Wu-Tang album, right?
He's the one that ruins everything as well.
Although they got it back from him, I think, due to like tax evasion or some crap. So they were able to like repo it back. Yeah, something.
I want to buy that and dip it in some ranch and eating it.
Ranch? You're not even going to go with like typical barbecue. Wow.
Honey mustard.
That's barbecue. That's sus. No, so speaking of, I mean, again, this is double.
I'll dip it in my Rick and Morty sauce.
But what's double about this is that this particular nugget was purchased when they bought the BTS McDonald's meal. So that's, if you're not familiar with BTS, it's the K-pop franchise promotion that's going on right now. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't know, and I'll pull this up real quick just so that I can share this. McDonald's, if you get a chance, go and order that meal just for the sauces.
Because they're dope sauces.
Yeah, they're pretty dope. They come with
Dan had hot mustard yesterday. It was good. Wendy's are the best nuggets, hands down. You're totally right.
So they're giving you these 2 sauces that you can only get when you order this meal, right? And the sauces are a sweet chili, but it's a Korean sweet chili and a Cajun.
All right.
So when you order the meal, they give you 1 packet of each, and that's the only way to get it. So you can't order those sauces outside of that. So if I was you, if you are in an investment,
I don't want to live in a world with collector fucking sauces.
This is bullshit. It's like we feel like Pokemon cards, and we go and like raid Targets. Go to your nearest McDonald's. Go get those sauces. Put them in a little Ziploc and hold on to them. And then in 3 years, put them up on eBay, and you're gonna get like mad bids.
Those poor $15 an hour McDonald's workers that got to deal with everyone trying to get the sauce.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Wendy's nugs are the best nugs. That's hands down. No need for
also a vote. Spicy. Okay, no, I'll take it back. Wendy's has the best spicy nug. Every time I order spicy nugs,
the spicy nugs are overcooked. But
that doesn't overcook. But I think in general they're better. If someone orders no regular, when they give me regular nugs, I'm upset because I always order spicy, and they give me regular ones, and I'm like, what is this?
Disappointing nug.
Texture-wise, there's nothing like a McDonald's nugget, right? Like we can all agree that you bite a McDonald's nugget and the chicken floats. The chicken is floating in the middle of the crispiness. It's like not actually touching. Like it has this like weird gravitational like push against itself. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I can't. Jack in the Box does have good nuggets. Not as good as Wendy's, but good nuggets nonetheless. Although I would never go to Jack in the Box for nuggets. Their burgers are great. Like the burgers is what you get at Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box does have good nuggets, actually. I've had those.
Their chicken sandwich is great too.
Their chicken sandwich is good, and they have a great spicy tenders that are really good. So I've had those. Just man, Chick-fil-A.
Not on Sundays.
Not on Sundays. And I don't know if I can call this a hot take because there's a pretty big movement on this, but I think Chick-fil-A is trash.
Yeah.
I don't see the specialness of it. I'm from the South. I'm from Texas. Like Chick-fil-A has been
here to defend Whataburger to death, even though it's
actually Whataburger chicken is trash. Let's be real.
Their burgers are trash too. Bring it, Texas.
You've never had one.
I had it in Florida.
You hear that, folks? He had Whataburger in Florida.
Yeah, I was unimpressed.
That's like having New York pizza in Florida and be like, New York pizza sucks.
New York style pizza. It's a fast food chain. If you can't pick up your burger and drop it anywhere in the country.
No. Oh, dude, yes. It's like chewy and rubbery. Oh, God. We could talk about fast food. We should have a whole fast food episode one day. For sure. I could totally get down
Wendy's all day. That's it. They just win.
That's the only thing they have in Syracuse.
It's the only place I eat.
It's the only place they have in Syracuse, folks.
Well, we got a Dairy Queen. We got a Sonic. We got a McDonald's.
When did y'all get a Dairy Queen?
We've had a Dairy Queen, haven't we? No, we got a Sonic. I'm getting
y'all got a Sonic when I left. The year that we left, y'all got a Sonic.
Yeah, we got a Sonic. We got a.
What else? I mean, really think about it. Like fast food wise, Syracuse, New York. What did they have? Let's pre-2016.
I mean, you're comparing a town of 120,000 people to
in the greatest state in the nation, right?
No one said, who the fuck claims that? No one claims that. The only state that claims to be the greatest state is Texas.
It's Texas.
A.
I'm right, because it is.
New York City is the greatest city.
Yeah. Fair. That's all. Fair. It's because the population is as big as all of Texas.
Yeah, I don't think Syracuse even has a Chick-fil-A, for the record. Dairy Queen does have the most unmemorable food. I agree with you.
I mean,
you make memories there, not with the food.
So, are you from Texas, Dan? I don't know if you're from Texas. There was and again, this is I'm trying to go longer than normal, but a good side point here. Dairy Queen was all the franchises in Texas used to be independently owned, and so their burgers and all of their menu items were different. They had like the Texas Hunger Buster and like all of these like Texas specific items. So all of these items are only in Texas. Then Dairy Queen franchise, aka Mama DQ, bought them back and were like, y'all have all these items on the menu. And so they adopted those items and added those items back into the menu. So like Texas has the Dude, right? Which is the chicken fried steak sandwich that you couldn't find anywhere else in the nation. So, but now all of the ones in Texas are owned by the franchise and they're not as good as they used to be. Growing up, DQ was like drive up, like mom and pop owned ice cream and sandwich shop. And now
that's where they were everywhere. Now it's just
now they're owned by they're DQ restaurants. Now it's like and their franchise. Subway or their burgers are super unmemorable.
But they've sucked all the money out of the franchise system, right? That's the important part when you buy these things.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those that's what I like about that. That's their that's what it was, right? Like that's their motto for DQ, at least here in Texas. That's what I like about Texas. And
is the Dairy Queen?
That's like when you watch a Dairy Queen commercial or a jingle on the radio or whatever, that's their motto. That they sing it too. Oh. So that's how big Dairy Queen is, which is interesting how big Dairy Queen was here in Texas to the fact that DQ existed everywhere in the nation.
The great ironies in my life is that this kid from the Bronx of New York City, one of the best friends he ever has in his life is a dude from Texas. Makes no sense. It's not right. It's not right, I say. Yeah, chicken fried steak sandwich. Yeah, at home, dude. It's delicious.
So here we go. The Dude. Only in Texas. Only in Texas. Yeah, it's a chicken fried steak sandwich. You can only find it in Texas. So it's a Texas only. And see that. So here's the tagline at the bottom. You see it down here.
It's not really that big in that picture, right? That's someone else.
Well, I mean, it's a big sandwich. Flat. Wow. You know, the bun is like.
Oh, right, because it's a whole steak they flatten out. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, Brahms.
Now I'm hungry for fast food. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. That's
You're
good.
welcome.
That's
Hopefully,
good.
everyone go get some junk food. Go to Jack in the Box. Go get yourself a Jumbo Jack and put a taco in the Jumbo Jack.
There's no Jack in the Boxes in Syracuse.
I know. How horrible is that? How horrible is that?
Thank you, Dan.
Was that the first
Closing
one?
out the
Good
night.
job. I'm closing out the night.
We need to turn off Streamlabs. It creeps me out that they're all like, I am having trouble functioning as intended. That feels like it's going to murder us in our sleep.
I'm going to /kick Streamlabs. Can I do that? /kick.
Can you actually kick Streamlabs? That'd be amazing.
Let's see what happens. I'm going to kick it from all of them. Let's see if it does it.
Oh, it's probably going to, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Worth it. It is worth it. An error occurred. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for letting us gab in your ear for the hour.
Good stuff. Talking about business this week.
Yeah, a lot of business, but I mean, E3 Light-esque is coming. A lot of announcements are coming ahead. Keep an eye out for the news tomorrow. There are some interesting leaks as of an hour ago. People are saying that the Switch Pro might just drop into inventory starting June 4th.
Oh, wow. Got to beat those bots.
They're saying that they're doing it on purpose. Nintendo's going to just drop it.
That's awesome. If I didn't already have 2 Switch non-pros, I'm sure you'll be all over it.
I've got a kid or 2 I can sell. But no, just keep an eye on it. Either it's announced in the next week or so. It's just every news article that I've read this week has been about this Switch Pro that like there's rumor, and there was a rumor earlier today or late tonight, I guess, would be that there was some sort of like $300 Ollie, that there is definitely some sort of like drop or inventory change at certain big retailers.
All right.
So I don't know. It's going to be exciting. We'll see what happens next week. Just like every time we have a show on Tuesday, by Wednesday, there's tons of big news that we have to report on.
It's going to be great. We should have put the show on Wednesday, but Tuesday worked out better for all of us.
Tuesday works out better for all of us.
Thanks for jumping on, folks.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate everyone that is here. Like, subscribe, comment. We love you so much.
Yeah.
Episode 127 in the can. Take care, everyone.
Be kind.